guys, I'm Enigma Hood. Can you come outside and play with me?
So I was talking to one of my geek friends the other day. And this guy, he had a stepfather that was very abusive. Extremely abusive. But many years have passed since then. And when I was talking to him, I just kind of casually asked, "So, did you ever beat the shit out of that motherfucker?" And he said, "No, and I don't want to." And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "Oh, what good would that do?" You know, the common response that I always get whenever I'm talking about, you know, doing something to take revenge. Okay, it's like the response is, "Well, what good would that do?" And it's actually a decent response if you don't embrace vengeance and revenge, if you don't believe in it. Which I don't think. What I think is, I think a lot of people deny the fact that they would like to take revenge, but they would, in fact, like to take revenge. This individual, this guy, I don't know if he's being honest with that or not. I mean, there are other considerations, too. I mean, if you just beat the shit out of some abusive motherfucker, I mean, there are ramifications for that, for taking your revenge. I mean, you could get charged with assault and face a variety of punishments, which may not be worth it. You might say, "Look, it's not worth it, I don't give a fuck." But that doesn't mean that you would not like to take revenge. And then we got into this big discussion about how revenge is either useless, or he was arguing to me that it was useless and that it's just this thing that we, as humanity, we need to get rid of. And I was arguing how, well, I mean, I don't know if it's good or bad, but I do know that it's something intrinsic in humans. This is something that we evolved for a reason. But is it something that we should get rid of? And that's my question I have for everyone today. At a certain point, I said to the guy, I said to him, "Look, let's say we could, let's say revenge, let's accept the fact that revenge isn't a genetic thing, you know. This is the way that we evolved, it's a physical thing, and if we could manipulate the brain in such a way, maybe we could eliminate revenge. Assume that that is the case. So let's say we could use genetic engineering to eliminate feelings of revenge in humanity forever. Would that be a good idea? I mean, think about it. If we could get rid of revenge entirely, so that no human being on the planet has feelings of revenge, would that be a good thing? I don't think that would be a good thing at all. I think that would be a terrible thing. Because there's still nothing stopping people from doing bad things. But there is something stopping us from wanting to take revenge, for wanting retribution, for wanting to punish people who do bad things. So then there is absolutely no incentive for bad people to stop doing those bad things. I think that without revenge, our civilization would degenerate into chaos, because then bad people would be able to do all these things and there's no accountability anymore. So I think it is, in fact, essential for our species, you know, to survive. And here's the other thing, like, even if it doesn't, you know, what's stopping another life form from another planet, like an alien, coming down to Earth, who does not subscribe to our beliefs of not taking vengeance, and then they decide to attack us, kill us, and then let's say they retreat for a little bit. Maybe they didn't have enough fuel, so they go to Jupiter and try to harvest some hydrogen gas, and then we never follow them and follow up and then try to take revenge, try to eliminate them from the universe. Well, then they come back and then they slaughter us, and then we're extinct. See, revenge is absolutely necessary for the survival of our species. Without it, somebody else who does not care, who does not care much about humanity, will come and destroy us all. That's what I think. That's what I think. But more likely than that, I think we would end up destroying ourselves without revenge. You know, it's not so, like, people always think of revenge as destructive. That, oh, you know, you always want to take more than what has been wronged. Well, that's not always the case. I mean, it's about balance. Balance is the key. I think either extreme is bad. Yeah, I do agree that too much revenge is bad, because then it turns into a vicious cycle. But here's the thing about that cycle. When the government does it, there is no cycle, because you can't take revenge against the government. So that's why we are in favor for the death penalty. Well, some of us are, and punishments and things like that, because the government's able to deal out punishment, but the victim's family can't take revenge because they're powerless to do so against the government. The government's too strong. That's how it works. But again, I want to emphasize the fact that I think both extremes are bad. Too much revenge is bad, but having no revenge at all is bad. But let me know what you think, and put it in the comments section if you don't mind. This is Enigma Hood signing off.